Unmuted us, but that won't matter until pick off the graphic and
it should be on you.
Let me see if that is. Good. I can hit the share. Okay.
It's you.
Okay, we're live. We're actually live here. Sorry, it took a few extra minutes this evening to get. We're trying. George and I might as well punch up the wide here, or whatever. George and I are here at it again, back in the studio. This is Modern Day Thrive. Welcome to yet another edition. It's Thursday, last Thursday in January 2021.
Wow.
How was your day?
It wasn't bad, actually. God, it's the last day in January or the Thursday?
No, last Thursday in January. Let's go there. Yeah.
That was a quick month.
Was it now?
Yeah. Very much so.
I am a little preoccupied at the moment. I am just kind of doing a quick little bunch of shares here so that we can make sure that all our fans are able to participate in this. And this is what we want you to do. If you're out there in the world and you stumble upon this webcast, stop by, give us a like, a follow, and a share. Any of those orders would be great. I'll pop that up on the screen. Also, we have a phone number. You can call us live at 407-299-8114. Still trying to stretch this little moment here so that I can share to a dozen more groups. What I do is at the beginning of these webcasts, I'm a member of a bunch of groups, small business groups in Central Florida, probably 20 of them, and you know, they're just kind of networking pages, you know, Mount Dora and Winter Garden, Winter Park,
lots of local stuff,
all these local places. So, you know, what's really difficult is first you have to post the page.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, so when we had to kick the stream off, then we have to post the page. I have to copy and create it in a post on my personal account. And then I have to post it once I post it on this is me trying to talk and do one too many things at the same time. So what I'm really trying to say, and I'll stop with the hands, I'm really trying to say is that when I post these, I also have to go back in and do a share, because you can only share when you can't be a business and share to a bunch of groups that you're a member. It's a little weird how it does that. So, but I figured out the only way I can go in and hit share a bunch of times is the direction that I'm in, which is I create a post about this webcast, and then I go to that post, and then I can share to a group. I don't know, easier, you know. Right? Well, I'm sure they do, but you know what we're trying to do is not the same as, you know. I'm sure Facebook, those wonderful people at Facebook are trying to get their, you know, trying to make it easier for just people to watch, not for shows like ours to be able to network and market themselves. And hey, if I'm sharing on somebody's podcast group or something like that, if I end up trying to share some, it's just because I'm clicking a bunch of things. If I accidentally click on a private group, then I do apologize. No need to get offended. No need to call me and say, "Hey, dude, I want you to call me," or reach out to me before you just attempt to post on my page. And I'm like, well, you know what? I really
Been there,
didn't.
done that, right?
I really didn't think that through. I got a couple of phone calls over the last couple of months from people that I know going, Dean, you tried to share something in my group. And I'm going, yeah, let me stop you there. Kind of accidental.
Yeah.
I like I'm doing it right now. I am hitting buttons and making sure I hit the right ones whilst I am talking to our adoring fans. So yes, this is kind of what I'm doing. So I'm stretching my time because I got about 3 or 4 more I need to kind of do, and then we can actually get on with the damn show already. So I think that's it. I think I'm there. Okay, so interesting day today. My Thursday was a little crazy. Started out with, geez, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to show it. But I did start out with, I was on the St. Johns River
Nice.
shooting for some, if you don't know this, I have a video production company and I shoot lots of indie films and whatnots, TV commercials, TV shows, short films, feature films, whatever you got. We try and do it here. One of the things that pays my bills is that let's see if I can pull it up here. I work with some like a dealership here in town. One of the dealerships I work with is a boat dealership called BMC Boats. And I actually shot some video earlier today. I'm on the St. Johns River, and
sounds like fun, actually.
And it was cold. First of all, the wind was like blowing 20 miles an hour, and if you're near the water,
dropped down big time today.
If you're near the water, the wind is a little crazy. So here I'm gonna try and I need more help. And this kind of begs the question: if you're out there wanting to work on a weekly webcast show and you want to learn this business and get technical, we're always looking for interns. And because we need a lot of hands now. George and I are kind of we're kind of
soloing it.
We've been soloing it, yes. And you know what? I don't think I can share this. I don't think I can share this. It's not letting me.
Make sure to get some of that for next week.
Then. A screen share thing. So we're gonna get back to that anyway. So I'm out on the water filming for BMC Boats. My friends Bill and Paula Fulton. They're the owners of BMC. It's a family business.
Nice.
They sell all kinds of just awesome boats. Bayliner and Key West, and I can't even name them all because I have to, but I know all of them. It's just Hurricane, Yamaha. They have just so many. Sweetwater. They have just so many boats, and I apologize if I misspeak any of this stuff. So, but they had just pulled in a couple of new Bayliner trophy boats, center console fishing boats, and so we took them out for a test run.
Nice.
And brought the cameras out and actually shot some kind of neat stuff. And so I am, I'm a little windblown.
Yeah, if you hadn't just pulled in right before the show, you may have more time to get it ready.
We kind of did some things here. So let me pull this like, follow, and share banner off. And so, hey, if you're out there in the world and you're wanting to talk to us live, our show is about business. It's about money. It's about side hustle. It's about things, it's about spending less, saving more, keeping more, and thriving. Last year it was about survival for so many people. It still is.
Yes.
Last year,
as we
with
can
this
see,
pandemic, Survival was just on it still is on everybody's mind. How do I pay bills? How do I keep going? We started the show in order to, let me just say, we started the show I wanted to seriously help people, because over the years running my own business, I've had to survive lots of things. Let's just work backwards. There was some hurricanes. A couple of years ago, there was a hurricane that knocked out power for 2 weeks. Put a lot of people just in a really bad way. And that's pretty minimal, Before this pandemic, we deal with hurricanes, I think it was the 2004 hurricanes when we had like 3 in a month. And
my house, before I bought it, the house was ripped off during that hurricane.
Yeah. So, you learned when you're self-employed, you learn to pivot fast. Now let's, other than the hurricanes, we had a massive, the bubble bursting in 2008. The housing market went completely bananas. And, and it forced a lot of people to change how they do business. People were walking away from their homes. People were filing bankruptcies. People were doing a lot of things, and forced a lot of people to change. Before that, we had 9/11. Business stopped. If you're in anywhere in the US and you were dealing with foreign businesses, right after 9/11, that was a problem for a lot of people. Because of the restrictions, the travel restrictions, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, this pandemic has not been. So I'm saying all this stuff to, over the years, I've learned how to pivot, modify, adapt, change direction in a business to keep moving forward, to keep thriving. And I think I've managed to figure it out. After 25 years in business, I'm not a huge business, but I'm in business. And
that helps too, though.
And that's just part of the equation, because if you do something you like, you're not chasing money. You're not chasing money if you really do something you enjoy. And I got to tell you, being on a boat doing 50 miles an hour, which is fast,
can't beat that, right?
On choppy water. I'm going to try and find this video to somehow share it in. But it's kind of, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's fun. I earn a living doing it, and
it's definitely different than a desk job, for sure.
During more summer months, I get a tan doing it. Today, I think I got windburn. Definitely, it was cold. It was, fast boats on choppy water. You get wet, and I'm there, and I got the camera in hand, and I'm just trying to make it all work. So that was my day. Oh, and then I added a COVID test, rapid. So I'm leaving Sanford, leaving the St. Johns River with a car full of gear, and then I'm driving back. In order for me to get this job, I'm helping a guy out tomorrow because he got tested positive.
By the way,
he was tested positive, and he called me up and said, "Hey, can you cover for me?" And I go, "All right." Then he goes, "Yes, but you need to get a COVID test in 24 hours." And I'm like, "Okay." So I did. We found a place, and this is great, for people that
was there a line?
Are interested. Let me just kind of pull the text up so I can properly say the name. And I'm guessing they have many of these all around. I'm looking at the wrong text. Here's Mike. Where is it here? Okay. Paramount Urgent Care.
Yeah, they're pretty big around here.
Paramount, yeah, they're all over the place. There was one in Castleberry. Says they're open 7 days a week, 9 to 7. They have COVID testing. We'll literally walk in COVID testing.
Nice.
And when I got there at 3:00 in the afternoon, there was nobody in line.
Wasn't busy.
Nope.
That's good.
I go right to the thing, tell them I need it for to do a job.
To make some money.
And first thing she does is, here's a piece of paper, go back to your car and fill it out. I'm like, go back to my car? Really?
Yeah.
They didn't want me in the business.
They don't want you hanging out.
They didn't want me in the front of the,
Yeah.
so I guess their waiting in line was in front of it was in like a strip mall kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she hands me a paper, says, go back and fill it out. She didn't even give me a pen. I'm like,
wow.
Okay, maybe I have a pen in my car.
Let me go
through that. Let me go through that kind of, So I go back to my car, I go in, and I'm going, okay, I found a pen. Now I need a hard surface to write on because there's 2 pages of questions here to answer. So I did that. All right, I'm thinking, great.
So far so good.
So far so good. Then I took that piece of paper and I walked it back up there, and I'm standing out in front of the door, and no one's coming because they don't want me to come inside. So I have to stand there and look at a mirrored glass doorway, and I'm going,
what do they open the door once
and
they
then
see
they see me and they come out. And,
wow.
So she took the paper and goes, okay. She took the paper. He says, now I want you to go back to your car. Okay, I want you to go back to your car and wait for a call or a text. I'm like, wow. Okay, so I'm getting my steps in today.
Yeah, right.
So I go back to the car and I wait, sit in the car, turn the radio on. It was 20 minutes maybe, which is basically what they were doing was typing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I skipped a step.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I skipped a step. It was hand in the paper, and then they said, go back to your car. We'll send you a link, and then use that link to actually fill out the actual form.
Fill out
more.
I
filled out one piece of paper only to file a digital form on my phone.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm sorry. I skipped steps there. So I go back to my car and and I hate using my phone. Especially medical forms.
It doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work. So I do that, and then it tells me, great, now sit there and wait until we call you.
Wow.
And the whole process from the second I walked up to the door the first time to walking out, was about 45 minutes.
That's not bad, actually.
And
I've seen some lines when I go by these places.
So I go in, and of course they do the swab.
Yeah.
It wasn't a brain tickle. They didn't reach the back of my.
It wasn't the pokey thing.
No, it wasn't like that. It was just a little swirl on each nostril, and you're in, you're out. Took my temperature and then had me pay. Which had I had my medical forms with me, because rush last minute. So, but I did pay for the rapid test. It was, I'll say it was $100. So if you don't even have medical insurance, and you need to know, $100, not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. But I believe I can take my receipt and go back to my healthcare company and try and get reimbursed, hopefully. If not, I'm going to send the bill to the guy who I'm actually doing the favor for and get him to pay me back. So I'll stop talking for a minute and get a drink here. So
actually, I'll grab it here for a minute.
Grab the air, please.
One of the things that I've been working on, I got a blog post that should be going up here real soon that kind of fits along the lines of what we're talking. It's about how to minimize some of the interest on your on any account, actually.
Like credit
cards, house, cars, anything you're paying interest on. It's just a different way to pay.
Is there anything here that you've popped up here?
No, not on there, because I just got a couple tweaks to it, and but I should have it up by next session for sure.
Okay.
But no, it's just because I think it's something easy to do. Once you do it once, you're pretty much good unless you fall behind. It allows you to get ahead of your account.
Well,
so
give me the short and skinny of it. Is it so you're trying to create this is a project you're starting, you're trying to create a way for people to lower the interest on their cards.
So you're basically changing the payment date that you pay your credit card payments. not
Right.
calling your credit card company and say, change my payment.
Yeah.
But you're changing your payment, which fares in your benefit instead of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what it allows more of your money to go towards principal, and less towards interest, because interest is really what eats away at trying to pay something off.
Okay.
So yeah, that should be ready for next week. It's pretty much written. I just kind of wanted to pretty it up a little, put a couple graphics in it, make it look nice. So that one will be ready, and I also have another one I'm going to work on that is it doesn't work for everyone, but it is something that I have actually done in the past to try to help with the credit card rates themselves. And the short and skinny on that one, actually, I can go over that real quick. Is I had a credit card that had a fairly high rate. They love to find any reason in the world to jack your rates up. So, and generally you'll call them and ask for, say, look, I'm kind of having trouble paying my bills. I kind of need some help. If you can help me with the rates, generally they'll say no. They're very good at that.
Right. Because they have no reason to say yes.
They don't actually,
There's
they
no
and they're perfectly okay with you going into a debt management program, which I never recommend. It's one of the worst things you can do, because you're technically giving up that card, and then basically the card gets killed when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you really don't want to do that, but there is a way, if you ask the right questions, to have them work with you to your benefit, and it's no skin off their back. But so basically I started that process, and I learned this from a company years ago, actually, that I was working with temporarily. I didn't like the job itself, but I learned something good from it. So basically, if they won't lower your rate, you ask them for a product exchange or an upgrade.
Okay.
So you say, well, do you have any, for instance, do you have any cashback cards or any rewards cards?
Right.
And a lot of times they'll say, well, let me check on that for you. And lo and behold, yeah, we have a rewards card here. It's a cashback card. And of course they explain all the details. Oh, you get 2% here, 1% here. And you're like, oh, that's good. I was like, what's my rate on that card? And it's like, oh yeah, it's 14%. And I'm like, which is generally the default rate.
Yeah.
So you could go from 20%, 23% higher,
right,
down to the default rate.
Right.
And the nice thing is you don't have, it doesn't go through credit because you're already a customer.
Nice.
So they don't have to pull a credit report. They don't really check all that. They already know what your payment history is because they're looking at your account. Then they send you a new card in the mail. You get the new rate, and then that helps you out as well because you're now at a lower rate. So hopefully you can, get on top of those payments and, pay it down quicker.
Right.
Which means more principal, less interest.
There, most people just don't even understand the interest rates. I didn't understand. No, yeah. I actually paid off a loan I took out a year ago with a finance company, mm-hmm. and didn't even realize how crazy the interest rate was until I decided, you know what? Oh, and they're asking me is there anything once they've got you, like, hey, do you need any help?
You need more money?
Do you need do you need some relief on a payment? Do you need to skip a few payments?
Yeah. They love that one.
Oh, we're still going to charge you interest.
Yeah. The interest is still going to accrue. Don't worry. But you're okay though.
But we won't hit your credit.
Yeah.
If you just skip a few payments, it's okay. We'll help you that way. Whilst you're compounding all that additional debt. Best way to stay out of high interest credit cards is don't start any high interest credit cards.
That's true.
Don't use them. Get out of them, and the best way to get out of them is work like a dog till you get the money to pay them off, and pay them off. Maybe
I tell you the easiest way to do it. When you buy a car for the first time, it's a prime example. They usually give you a 45-day grace period.
Right.
And what I do is I said, I'd like to know my account number now, because I'll set my bank account up like the next day.
Yeah.
And make a payment.
Yeah.
And you're way ahead of, what's funny, my bank did this probably about a couple of weeks ago. I got a letter from my bank because I'm like a month and a half ahead on my car payment. They're going, hey, we noticed you're paying your car payment early.
Too soon. Yeah.
Can you not do that? They didn't tell me not to do it, but it was kind of a kind way to try to say, hey,
You don't have to.
No.
You're ahead of payment.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you can skip it. You're good.
And the reason you do that is,
I want to pay it off faster. I want my interest to go down.
Yeah. So by doing it, by paying it early, by paying it, at the beginning of the
beginning of the cycle,
then you're saving money on the interest.
Yeah. So what happens is the day you pay it,
you
say you make a $300 payment, you reduce the actual average daily balance that very day by that amount. So for the rest of the month, you're riding at that amount less. You still pay interest,
right?
But it's less.
So in other words, that due date on your credit card statement every month
won't matter at that point.
If you wait till the due date, you've already paid 30 days of interest.
Maximum interest.
Interest.
If you pay it normally, that's what they want you to do.
So not only are you,
you're playing their game.
So you're going to come up with some better ways to kind of get through all that. That's great. That's great. That works true with everybody that you have an account that you pay every month.
Yes.
If you're paying your cell phone companies, and I just had a nice little conversation with my soon-to-be former cell phone company, and yes, it's a breakup. We've been dating. We've been together for 11 years, and they were really kind of. They were really concerned with my situation, and they want it, and they want to help me out. And I'm going, I've already kind of taken steps. I've already stepped out. I've already, I'm already in bed with another cell phone company, and I'm going to try that out for a little while until they lose their mind. And
I think that's how it works with all of them. They really don't care. They know how to get you in, but they also know that they're going to rise you over time.
Right.
And they figure you're going to move.
Right.
And you're going to find somebody else lower than the other. I think they all play around robin with it.
It's a game, and it's part of the game that, Torch and I have been in this game in different corners of the game for many years. And hopefully we can kind of bring these
scenarios,
little tidbits, some helpful hints, some, in the last year, I hope people have responded well to some of the tips, the thriving tips that, help people keep their money, make more of it, enjoy. I think, oh, by the way, I think I can, where is, funny thing is that screen keeps closing down. All right, so I'm going to do a share. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the screen share of the video. I think I can do it here. So I'm just going to, what's that? Okay, so now I'm just on my we're just going to do that. Oh, look at that. So, okay, let me just kind of put this out here. Whoops. No. Okay. Well, all right, hitting too many buttons. So, yes, this is a couple of the new 2021 trophy boats. This is I think a 20-footer and a 22-footer. Don't ask me which is which, but so part of our thing we do is the dealership BMC, they trailer it out, and we film them putting it in the water, and we do a really interesting little social media videos. So nice. This is all fresh footage. We just shot this today, and I got a new camera gimbal. So for those who understand, filming from a boat, it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
And some new gear that allows you to get shots like this is just
that's pretty smooth too.
It's pretty smooth. That water was choppy and it was windy and it was very difficult. And I gotta tell you, this some of this new gear is just amazing for filming.
And the gimbal allows it to keep steady.
It's a motorized gimbal, the same motors they put in radio control cars that eventually some genius realized, hey, I think we can use it to make motion control and actual
nice,
motion detection so that the motors can, and I will get out of this now.
Otherwise,
so,
it looked like you're in a high school video and you'd be doing this and
yeah,
all over the place.
all right, so we're at the end of that one. So I just wanted to show that off, and
that's kind of cool.
we'll go back to us here in the studio. So that was it. I wanted to, now that I figured it out, I wanted to actually throw it in there. So
Nice.
Anyway, back to our regular scheduled programming. So crypto this past week, you said, hey, what's going on? Ask me about, have I logged into crypto? And of course, my day has not been,
in front of a computer.
So, but I did look this morning and I noticed Bitcoin was at like 32 this morning.
Yeah.
It's at 34. So it's made a massive leap toward back up again,
going back in the right direction.
Yeah, for those of you, I don't know, is it going to float around in the 30s for a while, get up to 40 and go back to 30? And yeah, it's
it's up 2,800 today, which is a nice gain. Obviously, it went down 10,000.
Right. So what was the one that you said that
look at this
Dodge
from the last time I just showed it to you?
Yeah,
it was at 2 cents. It's now at 4 cents.
I don't see Dogecoin in crypto.
I don't think you can see it in Coinbase. This is actually in, what's funny is this is interesting because we were just talking about this earlier. I remember I told you when I came here, I said, hey, my coin was worth $1,250.
Right.
Now I bought this a long time ago. I bought it at 0.5 cent.
Nice.
So it was at $1,200 when I came and talked to you today. It's worth $2,400 right now. So it's gone up $1,000 since I got here today.
Nice.
And it's because Bitcoin's going up.
Right.
And this is one that there's a friend of mine that's trying to chat with me because I hit him up. He has more coin than I do. And when mine was worth less than 1,000, his was worth $2,000 over mine. So his is probably worth close to $6,000 right now.
I'm going to share in.
I wish I had bought some more.
I'm going to share in the Coinbase here, and I'm going to try and do this without, pretending to let you know I know what I'm doing here.
Just so you know, we just got Dean into crypto.
Yes,
a week or so ago. So he's new to this.
I am such a noob. I'm such a noob with crypto right now.
I finally talked him into it.
I think I own like $5 worth of Bitcoin, which is,
and that was free.
0.00000 nothing percent of a coin. But you might see a gold star, which means I might have a little interest in some of these coins. Here's the thing, and there are people out there, playing crypto, like the stock market. You buy low, sell high, and you flip, make some quick money. Now, I mean, had I invested in Bitcoin when
15,
a couple months ago when it was 13, 14, 15 grand, I'd have doubled my money.
Yeah.
Here
easily.
I'd have doubled my money here. 2 months later, it's at 34. And it's back on the rise again.
Yeah.
But it never really dropped again below 30. So 30 might be the new norm.
That's probably like the break point.
2021. Yeah. So, but you know what? If I suggest people get a little wet in this one,
sure.
And I mean little. I mean, there's a Stellar Lumens, 30 cents a coin.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, if a dozen years ago when Bitcoin was coming out, they were probably pennies per coin.
And
I
could have bought it for 25 cents when they came out.
And somebody came by and says, yeah, I'll buy 1,000 shares, 10,000 shares, and their investment has been nil compared to what it's worth now. So if you want to look at it, people are making lots of money. If you want to buy, Litecoin, $136 a coin. If you got the money to play with, then go for it. Maybe in a few years you might make, 1,000% return.
Well, remember something you probably haven't gotten yet because your account's fairly new, but
Yeah.
Coinbase offers some earn rewards that allow you to look at particularly. They'll say, "Hey, I want you to look at this coin," and it basically asks you questions, and it'll give you a free coin. That
Right.
allows you to get into it without having to pay.
Right.
And then you could, it's small dollars.
Yeah,
but it's something.
I've done that.
Yeah.
But I bought some Tezos. I bought some DAI. You told me to buy DAI only because it earns interest.
It earns interest. Tezos does too, by the way. Mine's actually
Tezos pays interest?
Mine actually just started paying me.
So which means
it's like every 3 days.
Yeah, but what's the percent of return?
I think it's like 4.63 on Tezos.
4.63%. So if you could put, let's just work in big numbers. If you could put $100 on Tezos or DAI, if you put $100 on it in a year, that's $104, $105 return.
Potentially, yeah. And I don't know how the compound interest comes into it too. That probably makes the number change a little bit.
Yeah, because if the interest goes into the balance of the thing and it builds. So,
it buys you more coin when it pays it back. It pays it back in the same coin.
So that's why I got in. I don't pretend to understand it all. And I got to tell you, I just don't have the time to understand, to sit, because there are ways you can actually earn. I'll click on the earn rewards. And if I wanted to actually watch a video, answer a test,
and they're simple. It's not hard.
I can earn $3 of compound, $3, $6, $9 by going through these 3 videos. But I got to tell you, man, their language.
Yeah.
I'm guessing colleges and universities are going to have to start a new degree, and it's going to be about crypto, because the language in crypto,
it's different.
They've invented their own language. I mean, they'll tell you, all right. So you know what? I'm just gonna I'm not gonna show you my portfolio, but Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. All right, and it's going to tell you, explain Ethereum in so many words. Ethereum is both a cryptocurrency and a decentralized computing platform. Developers can use the platform to create decentralized applications and issue new crypto assets known as Ethereum tokens. All right, that one's not as bad.
Yeah.
That one really isn't.
That was fairly clear. Yeah.
But you have to understand decentralized. You have to understand. Computing platforms in relationship to decentralized computing. I don't know what a centralized computing platform is, other than
standard banks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So all these things are just kind of, maybe in the world of high finance, they all use this language, but I gotta tell you, this is. Let me go back to the prices and pick another one. I think was it Chain? No, I think I had a hell of a time with Maker.
Yeah, because they definitely have different purposes, and then when they try to explain them,
a protocol for generating DAI stable coins. I understand 3 words there.
Yeah,
the word A, for, and generating. Oh, protocol, 4 words. Just because you can say it and you think you're explaining it doesn't mean you are. It's just it's funny.
Yeah, would the average person look at it and go, "Oh, okay, I get it. I want that."
Okay, so I started looking around, and like the Stellar Lumens, 31 cents. If you can buy 10 coins, you've spent $3.
Yeah.
Dig the change out of the car.
Yeah.
Go break open that penny piggy bank. Because I promise you, you're going to probably get more money off of an investment in this than you would leaving it in that little penny jar. Yeah. So if you wanted to buy 10 tokens and of something that's $1.
Do they have Tron or no?
Tron, I don't think so. I don't think I've seen Tron.
I don't think
here.
They do either. Because I have Tron in another. I don't have all my stuff in Coinbase. I have like 5 or 6 different vendors, but Tron also earns interest.
So you're looking at
it's like 2 cents.
Orchid, 29 cents a coin. Civic, 15 cents a coin. District OX, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. 11 cents a coin. New Cipher, 23 cents a coin. I mean, you can get in there with some with change, pocket change, you could get into this. And I got to tell you, forget about it.
Yeah.
Just put it somewhere every month. Take a look.
Just as a disclaimer, we're not really advocating, investment advice. We're just saying, look, this is a place
this is not an investment. This is buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah, this is like
this is buying a lottery ticket. I'm not saying for anybody to cash in their 401ks.
Definitely
I'm
not.
saying, you know what? Cash in you'll
probably never touch it again if you
cash in the change in the bottom of your pocket book.
Turn your sofa over. Almost guarantee there's money in there.
Or here's an idea. A lot of times around the holidays when people give gifts, have you ever been gifted a lottery ticket?
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever been gifted a lottery ticket?
I have, actually.
It's or a scratch ticket. So you get
used to work in a restaurant. People would do that. They would bring them in
with a bunch of scratch tickets, and you go, "Ooh, wow!" And then the gifter says, "Yeah, and we get to split whatever it is." Hey, if you want to buy someone a gift, buy them some coins. If you want to spend $10, $20,
do you mind buying something for someone that's 12 years old? All of a sudden they turn 18 and nobody's paying attention to it, and you go back and look and go, wow, that $50 is worth $1,500.
Buy somebody some coins, and they have some of these coins are actually, if you pay attention to what they do, some of them make it some of these coins are actually technology that helps you gift coins to people.
Yes,
so I've actually figured that out. I didn't understand how and why. But there's ways to send somebody coin, even if they don't have a Coinbase account. So
you can actually make a payment to somebody across the world that actually doesn't have a centralized bank. Through apps like this, and some of the ones that they have you train, that's what they're trying to explain. Basically, this is why it was created.
There are people out there probably buying Bitcoin right now, and buying Ethereum and buying this stuff, thinking they're just gonna, and they're playing at a different level. I'm saying find the cheap ones, empty out, the change purse, empty out the piggy bank, and take $20-$30 and buy some cheap coin and then park it. Just forget about it.
Well, especially if you're buying ones that pay interest. What's it going to hurt you?
Yeah, the interest. Great.
What's it going to hurt you?
Yeah,
it's
like you pay $3, earning 4% a year.
Yeah, it'll take a while.
It's not going to really do much for. And here's the thing: if the value of the coin drops, you can kiss that 4% goodbye. Because now all of a sudden that 4% is hopefully kind of getting your investment back of $3. So don't worry so much about this, but treat it like most people did when they bought Bitcoin 10 years ago. I'm just going to sit on it, park it, and then everyone's kind of going, now where did I put that?
Yeah, right.
Where did I put all those passwords I needed to remember where
there's
my Bitcoin was?
I've been hearing the story about this guy that's got on USB, and he's got 2 more attempts to figure out the passwords, and apparently it's locked full of Bitcoin, and this guy's like probably shitting bullets right now.
Well,
because he can't sell them,
right? And so I'm fine with this. Again, this is not business advice.
No,
this is me saying buy a lottery ticket here. You spend money, people go out there buying $20 scratch tickets. Buy this.
Weekly.
The likelihood you might actually, get something substantial. You have 100 coins of something you might have paid $20 for.
Sure. Periodically look at
100 coins in something, and
it could go
in 5 years, maybe that coin might be worth $1,000 a coin, and all of a sudden you go, wow.
If the coin lasts, there's a good chance it's doing something right.
Right.
And if it can,
oh, that's the other part.
Because they're utility coins.
Yes, much like stocks, they can crash on you.
They can crash, yes.
They can.
They will not all make it. That's for sure.
They won't make it. So, don't
do some research.
Play around, buy some stuff. You never know. don't go too heavy in. Don't
No.
risk your children's college savings to do anything. That's just not smart.
Well, anytime you invest, it should only be money that that you can
afford to
losing.
lose. Yes.
Yeah, I mean
yes.
that is
don't go to the casino.
No.
Looking to
On
make
your last
$25, looking to make rent money on your last $100.
Yeah.
You do not go to the casino doing that. You will lose it.
Probably not a good scenario.
But this is it's I treated it like, what? I've been listening to the idea of crypto on TV shows and whatnot for years. And then, of course,
I never bought into it for years either.
Yeah,
I wish I had now. But
yeah, and then, of course, you get guys that saying, "Oh yeah, I bought it really cheap, and I've got 100 coins, and in Bitcoin, and now they're worth lots of money, and that's great for them." So, but yeah, so
that's all about investor DNA. The question is, are you going to go? Oh, it went up $2. I'm going to sell them all because
yeah. So
you just be careful on what you're doing. That's
all. Like I can earn about $31 in rewards if I want to spend a few hours of my life, and I'm not going to do it. So, but yeah, so you can get some free stuff here.
Well, the nice thing about that is if you have some coins that you know about that you did want to,
right?
Even though they're giving you different coins, you can convert them to whatever.
Right.
So I mean, it's if you're looking for some coins, it's a good way to get them for you.
Well, that's really my Bitcoin thing, my crypto kind of experience so far. It's been a week. I don't think I've made any money. My investment is still kind of
stale, or
it's just kind of there. Yeah, it's still there. It's not gonna,
Well, most stocks do this. They kind of do this for a while, until they decide, either what they're going to do or whatever.
Well, you can't expect anything in a week.
No,
unless you're playing in millions, in which case I will not.
So I guess did you hear the story about GameStop?
No.
This is something that just happened. So GameStop, there was some hedge funds. Hedge funds are these big companies that buy gazillions amount of dollars worth of stock at a particular time.
Right.
Well, they were basically betting against GameStop, that GameStop was going to go down.
Really?
Yeah. So they bought to short. They were saying, we're going to, I don't know how much they bought, but apparently it was a lot, that GameStop is going to tank because they wanted to take advantage of it. And that's, in my opinion, this is kind of shady because you're, literally going to kill a business, but
because you can,
because you can, but apparently what happened is
create some stress in the market, on a product, let people think that it's going to fail, and hence it fails.
Well, it backfired on them.
Oh,
so a company, and I think it was an organization, decided, you know what, and they turned it around. It went up like 200-300%. So these guys had probably millions of dollars.
No kidding.
Millions of dollars betting on this going down. And if you're shorting, you're basically, you have to either, you either hit the sell button, which means you sell at a loss.
Right.
Or at that point, you kind of crap in your pants and you sit there and, all right, well, now we need to wait to see if it goes down, because you don't get that money back. They were basically complaining to the SEC and saying, "Can you guys halt the trading on them? Can you halt the trading?" And they were, and then basically they were like going, "Screw you! You guys are the one of the idiots that decided you were going to sell against this company. That's the way it works.
No kidding.
You made the bet that they were going to go down, and that you have to live with your bet." So, I know it crashed pretty hard today. So, and I don't think it was expected to stay up very high, but it would have definitely put these guys, in their place. So I don't know who put the big money in to make it go up. So technically they would be in the same boat. Now they own a bunch of stock that's, now devalued. Will it ever get back to that? I don't know. But yeah, it was, you have to watch it, look it up online.
First of all, you don't go up against a bunch of kids playing Xbox.
That's true.
They're
pretty good. So yeah, you don't,
kids,
they're smart.
Young people, they want their Xbox, they want their PlayStation. You don't go against them.
No.
They will. Yeah.
I think it was more of a statement than anything else. And, I kind of I like the statement because it's true. You know, there's a lot of people that are invested in these companies that would have lost out over something like this because their stocks would have been totally devalued because this company wanted it to go, tank.
Right.
And they would have probably sold it, collected the difference, and said, "Oh, guess what? The stock's on sale. Let's buy a bunch of it," knowing that eventually it's probably going to creep back up, and they can probably make another million on it. That's just crazy.
Well, housing is like that, and
yeah.
everything's trying to.
Well, a lot of times it probably goes under the radar. You don't even know what's happening until it's happening. And you do realize when the stock market actually moves, it's not me and you. We're not moving the stock market.
No.
It's the banks. It's the big players that are, running the $1 million down the chain, whatever God knows amounts they're doing. They're the one moving it. We're just kind of going, hey, I see it's moving.
Right.
Let me get along with it. So yeah, that was a kind of interesting thing. When I first started, I didn't realize that. I'm thinking, oh man, I'm helping the stock market. Most of the time you're really, it's like you're feeding the banker.
Right.
They know this. The uneducated in the stock market, I say, if you ever get in the stock market, do your research first. Never trade live until you trade paper. They have paper trading you can do because, they know what people see and they're like, oh, it's going up. People jump in when they realize it's going to go down immediately.
Right.
And that's how they make a lot of their money.
Yeah.
From, the small guys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, yeah. So that's our, basically it just means that if you're playing around if this is your playground, you're playing around in millions of dollars, then chances are when you lose, you're not, you've got a whole lot more money to play with.
That's true.
Anyway. So,
that's true.
I'm not being skeptical. I'm just being,
that's probably accurate though. I mean,
they are definitely games going on out there that we're not allowed to play in.
That's right. Yeah, it's a different playground.
Yeah. So, anyway, so what else you got? What's coming up?
Wow. I don't know. I mean, you've been kind of talking about different things we've been looking at for businesses, but we're not really at that point. So,
we are in the business. We are window shopping small businesses and
business ideas. It could be a product. It could be a trinket. So we're kind of floating some ideas. We just haven't quite gotten there and pulled the plug on one yet. And I mean, I don't know. You think maybe another 6 months, probably, hopefully less, but before we can have a better,
to get a business going,
the better idea. Well, I mean, the physical is we got to make that decision first, and then we can probably, have it quickly. But it just depends. We're we got to do some more research ourselves. But
I don't know. I think once you've made, you got to make the decision to leap.
Yeah.
And then once you leap, just leap smart.
Yeah.
Leap with your eyes open.
Leap responsibly.
Leap responsibly. But yeah, you gotta make that decision.
Jump on the lily pad, not in the water.
And you gotta make the decision that you're gonna do this. And I think there's what you gotta do is, first of all, you gotta want more.
Yeah.
I don't mean want more than it's good to say I want $1 million. You still got to work for it. You still got to, or catch some luck.
It's not a button, unfortunately. I'll take $1 million.
But you gotta want to do the work and to get there and to try and be smart and collect the data and the information. But sometimes there is a bit of a leap there. You just kind of go, okay, I don't know everything here. I know I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to start a small business. I want to actually, I don't have opportunities just sitting at home, not doing something. So, yeah, it's thriving, the side hustle, the trying to stop the bleeding. Making bad decisions on top of bad decisions, paying your credit cards late and just amassing more debt. I'd much rather put real investment in time, effort, and energy, and yes, money into something that I know I can work. I can work and massage and make better, make it thrive. I keep using that word thrive because I like it. It's part of our show. And if
it's in the title.
it's definitely in the title. But I because I think it's an important word.
Yeah.
Two big words we've been hearing this past year is pivot,
and
thrive.
Not only hearing but doing.
So I believe if you can answer these three questions, do you have some money to put aside?
Yeah.
If not, can there be something you do to make that some money, that small sum of money? Is there something you can do to kind of save that money so that you could put it somewhere that might work better for you? Which means you have a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 job. You don't have a whole lot of free time, but you do have some free time. So maybe there's things that you hear about on the internet, on our show, ways to save the money you're already spending poorly. Save some of that money. And, one of us might say, well, put it in the bank or pay up your credit cards a little bit quicker. Or, my train of thought might be, well, if you're not just kind of bleeding interest, if you're not bleeding interest,
if it's not horrible,
then look at something that you might want to do. You'd have to have the time to do it, the money to do it. I don't care if it's, we learn this as kids, we mow lawns, in the neighborhood. We mow lawns in the neighborhood. We learn this stuff as kids. I was a paper boy. Now a paper boy is a profession.
Yeah.
They don't have kids doing it anymore.
Nope.
They have paper men doing, working for a newspaper company and dropping papers. They don't do it on their bicycle anymore. They do it in their car, and they're driving the neighborhood, throwing things out. Some of the things, I've seen recently, a couple of guys in a pickup truck, and all they do is drive around town picking up pallets.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone figured out that's a business.
It is, actually.
That's a business. I remember at the airport, sometime in the last few years, when you rent the little machines, to help you with your luggage, the little cart assist, the carts. So you put $1 in the machine, you get a cart, and then you can use it. Well, they actually turned a job out of that, and they hired someone to go collect them all, because if they're not collected and put back in, then
you can't put the quarters
in. Or they made it so that you can return the cart and get your money, get whatever.
Kind of like Aldi, when you put the quarter in and
So I mean, there's all sorts of ways that people are doing to generate the side hustle, the business. And you can be doing Uber, or Uber Food, or
Uber
DoorDash,
DoorDash,
or any number of businesses.
I forget all of them. There's a ton of them now.
Right. And you can do that. And my suggestion would be to make sure that you're okay with using your car.
Don't forget about the backside of it.
The downside is the mileage you're putting on
gas,
your car. Don't do it on a lease, because you will lose money on that situation if you have a leased car.
Yeah, your miles will be too crazy.
So I mean, so many things you can do out there. We've scratched over the last 100 shows, maybe 50 shows, 30 shows at least. I don't know. I lost track. So we've talked about so many versions of making some side money. Side hustle, whether it's recycling, whether it's finding an abundance of something like pallets on the side of the businesses. I
didn't realize you could buy them. Who buys them?
I think the companies that I think certain companies see when pallets store up on the side of a convenience store, chances are it came from a distribution company, and now they're starting to pile up outside the convenience store. Let's just call it that.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they stack up, and of course the owner doesn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be that difficult to find out the distribution company that actually brought this stuff here, and then people figured out, well, who needs pallets? I mean, you can find out who needs pallets. Anybody can find out who needs pallets, who uses pallets, who buys new ones.
Yeah.
Well, these ones are good. All I got to do is collect them.
Yeah.
Now, I use the junky ones that are about to be thrown away because I repurpose them. I take the wood, and the wood looks great when you can make kind of cool furniture and all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
So I look at it like, well, if it's kind of seen its day, they've been left out too many days, weeks, months. I will actually take, I'll collect pallets. I did it from my neighbor here at the office.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bunch of pallets on the side. I said, "Can I have them?" He said, "Take them."
Get them out of my way.
And the worse condition they were, the better for me, because I broke them all down, and I've built furniture with it.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's a way to, if you can't, I mean, there are people out there. There are people out there that make pallet furniture and sell it.
Oh, I bet.
So you can actually take stuff that's
probably an
thrown away.
Etsy project.
You go on Etsy and you can go on Pinterest, and you can look and see all the millions of things. If you think you're a little crafty,
mm-hmm.
and it might start with, wow, pallets. All I got to do is drive somewhere, see a pallet, pick it up. It's mine now.
Yeah.
And now I can do so many things with it. And so there's a million ways you can do this, and it might not be the business that you want,
mm-hmm.
but it might help you get to the business that you want.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you go, oh, I can make money doing this, and maybe it'll generate enough money to pay off a credit card or a loan or something like that. Or maybe it's just going to be found money. I could put it into something that gets me away from that minimum wage job. So,
even if it's just extra money that, that you're buying the food that you're eating during the week, and it doesn't have to come out of your account. So at the end of the month, you have more money in the bank. Then you can make a better decision to do with that money.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Well, it's 8:00.
That was a quick hour.
We've come full circle. Last week we had Alex from New York Life. Kind of, he was participating, had a great time. Unfortunately, he wasn't feeling good tonight. We wanted him back. We wish Alex a speedy recovery, whatever that might be. Hopefully he's doing well. We hear things from Jade. She's off on the horizon. She's coming back. Don't worry. Jade will make another appearance. Hopefully next week, but we hope for every week. And we'll have more for you on coming weeks. More things, more crypto, more side hustle, more, business opportunities, more fun.
Yeah, I'm actually, the stuff I'm doing with crypto is a different line than the stuff you're doing. So hopefully in another month or so, I'll have better data to show you on how it's growing and what it's doing and how I'm doing it.
Yeah. And maybe my crypto will actually start doing something.
Yeah.
Dance for me. Do
That's
something.
Right.
Give
me a curve or something.
Yeah. Do something. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for us. I wanted to thank you all for thank you all for watching our show. Again, please, where is it here? Like, follow, and share our webcast Thursday night, 7 p.m. every week. It's been fun. Enjoy. Thanks for participating. I keep saying that, they're not participating. We had a few people jump in. We have people looking, but nobody's chatting in tonight. So, there's good stuff here, guys. If you jump in, I promise you make things better. You make the discussion more interesting when you contribute. So
put a comment in. If you read it after,
comments.
Put a comment.
Reach out. We can even have you be with us live. We can
Yeah.
have you StreamYard in to our little conversation every week.
Sure.
And so if you're interested, if you've ever started a business, or you're in business, or you want to start a business, guess what? We want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And we want to talk to you live on the air. So it's important to us. So thanks again. I think that's it for us. We are out of here.
Have a good night, all.
And I should be quicker on punching up the big thing here at the end. Bye. No. Wow. Oh, right. Punched up the wrong one. Wow. Good night, everybody.